What's up, guys? Heretic U here with another Relic Knights battle report. Yeah, that's right. We're going Black Diamond versus Cersei Speed Circuit. Alright, so starting off with our Cersei Speed Circuit, that would be Mark. Bringing in 50 points here. For scenarios, he's got Conservation and Secure Perimeter. Pretty good scenarios drawn for Cersei there. They can use their speed to fly around the table, drop off secure tokens on all the objectives, and for conservation he's going to have to steal tokens from my objectives and return it to his center objective. So I think these are pretty good missions for scenarios for Cersei Speed Circuit. I think they shall do pretty well. Well, we'll see anyways. And for Black Diamond, I pulled Tear It Down and Anarchy. Tear It Down I'm fine with. I think Black Diamond are well equipped to blow up objective markers. That's fine. Anarchy's gonna be a little tough, but you know, I'm glad I took Suspect 7 and the Black Dragons are pretty fast, so my 50 points should be okay for this mission. Well, we'll find out. And I just wanted to use Suspect 7, so I use them regardless. Alright, so moving on to objectives. Just going to show you where the primary ones are placed. That's mine. It's on my table edge, and basically the center of the table edge. So trying to force Mark to travel as much distance as possible to get to me. And there's Cersei's, which is in that ruins. Mark is gonna camp out a couple of uniques out there to protect it. I think his goal is to draw me out and try to nail that secondary objective. So here's a shot of the entire table. Taking a look at all the objectives now, you can see they're close. They're placed pretty close to each other. That is because Mark is placing for secure and I'm placing for anarchy. So we want our objectives relatively close to each other. So we're both sort of playing into each other's hands at that point. And yeah, so enjoy the table. I know some of you are going to say that there isn't enough terrain for this game. We thought it was pretty accurate for us. I mean, hindsight, maybe I should have put a little bit more, but that's nothing we can do about it now. Okay, moving on to deployment. Let's start off with my Black Dragons there. Basically behind a tower at a line of sight. And their main goal is to get after that primary objective, Cersei's primary objective. They're going to be gunning it down and possibly having to gun down Rin Farah and Betty, who are guarding it. Then I've got Suspect 7 touching my primary objective. They're going to be going after the faction scenario to use their all-in act as one ability to get transport tokens, or cargo tokens, all over the place. And then Mark had his, you can see his units close by, ready to ambush and grab my stuff. I've got my questing knight in the middle of the table and his cipher in dead center to try to just kind of screw with Mark's deployment there. And you can see most of Mark's units next to his secondary objective. So you've got the questing knight, the cipher, and Hell's Bells all looking to speed down the center of the field. So I counter with the squad of Diamond Corps in the back there, ready to put a sabotage token on there and also gun down the Hell's Bells as they travel down the field. That's the goal anyways. Pretty happy with my deployment, and I've got a decent plan there. We're just sort of panning around the table. a decent amount of terrain, but could have used more. So moving on to the battle footage. Here we go with Mark's first activation. He is playing the role of hero. So we start off with Rin Farah. She's a little sniper girl there. He thought about moving her, but then realized that he had line of sight over that hill to Leopold Magnus, so he pays for a ranged attack, and basically saying hello, blah blah. I did have a shield action in response, bumped my armor up a couple points, but I definitely felt that hit. So Mark, very good in just kind of pinning my units down, making sure, hey, if you get near my objective, I'm going to shoot you. So I start off with my first activation, which is Static, who moves, transfers Esper to Leopold Magnus. Then we move on to Mark. He's going to activate the Hell's Bells, and they are going after the Diamond Core. However, they don't have, he didn't have the Esper to do anything to them, so he's just sitting there, maybe to flush them out, or flush Leopold out, because that was my next activation. And I activate Leopold, and I go Static Shock on one of the Hell's Bells. I bump it up, and was able to take out one of the Hell's Bells. Eventually, he will remove that model. And what I want the Hell's Bells to feel threatened enough so that basically they don't run for objectives, which from what I hear, I don't play Cersei, but should be one of their primary things that they do, are they're supposed to be really great objective runners. Anywho, moving on. So Suspect 7 activates, and we start off by putting a sabotage token on the primary objective. And then we've got Marie Claude jumping out there. Go with Mark activating. He's going with Marie Claude, who is going to activate and gain Held Esper for being within line of sight of her Cypher, and moving right onto the Esper condenser. That's that boost token that you saw there. Black Dragons go, and they are going to activate and use Esper Thief and steal some Held Esper, which is the Cadre ability for Leopold. Okay, so moving on. I think Mark has placed a secure token on one of his objectives, and then I go with the Diamond Core. So the Diamond Core are going to run behind the Hell's Bells. Now, what I should have done, or what I'm reconsidering, I think I'm going to do this. I should put a sabotage token on that secondary objective there. Instead, I choose to fire at the Hell's Bells, and they use their guard ability, Bob and Weave, and get the hell out of there. So, it's a strange activation. When I look at it now, I'm like, well, I should have just... I could have fired, but stayed near the objective, and I could have sabotage token there. Don't know what I was thinking. Moving on. Not Marie Claude. This would be Rin Farah taking a shot at the Black Dragons, and really considered using my guard at this point, but decided not to. And so he picks off one of them, which is unfortunate. Oh, and you can see there is a token on his primary objective there. So I believe somewhere Betty has put a secure token on that guy. So now I go with Leopold, and Leopold is going to use Electric Shock on the Hell's Bells. And are they going to guard again? Just forcing him to waste Esper if he's got any. You know, I end up taking out one, and I had to push, but that's okay with me. And then you see I am right up against the one of Mark's secondary objectives, ready to place a sabotage token, but dangerously close to Marie Claude. So I don't know if that's the best maneuver. And then there's Suspect 7 going, and they're about to activate, and then this is where you're gonna put a Savage Touch token. I'll put a Sabotage token there, and I just snapped her head because she's such a ninja. She just snapped her fucking head off.
You don't know her life story.
You don't fucking know.
Maybe she's actually Salty Strauss.
That's right.
Oh, that's I could paint up suicide.
Yep, so that's me committing first party foul of the game. Snapping my own models' heads off. That's something that only 2-year-old kids do at the local GW store. But I am guilty of it too. Anyways, the remaining Hell's Bell activates and takes that hill there. And then I go with the Black Dragons, which I need to correct. One is not dead. He's just very injured. They unload on the primary objective there. So going for tear down, and I have shown my hand, basically. So unleashing and then pushing that attack and then drawing back. Don't know why, I mean, there's no cover there. Anyways, here comes the Pacer, who is going to put an AoE little heal token over by the Hell's Bell. So Mark's saving his Hell's Bell there. Okay, so back to the diamond, the black diamond. Static activates, and I think I called him Scratch, or I don't know what I called him earlier on. His name is Static, though. He's a Cypher. Transfers some more Esper to Leopold, and then moves within line of sight of him. So that's basically that. And then Mark's doing a little bit of refocusing, so you get some held Esper. And oh no, actually that's a shot by Rin Farah, taking out that middle guy with a shot. So there we go, stand corrected again. Sorry guys, first time watching this footage. That's just how I roll, man. I just watch footage afterwards and try to remember what the F is going on. So here comes the Black Diamond. They're gonna run up and steal Esper. So they're going to use Esper Thief. And yeah, so basically I'm using them to come from the backfield. I'm going to put as many units on the Mark's primary objective and just take it down with shots. And then I activate Suspect 7. They get a cargo token and thus begin the shifting tokens shenanigans, which they should be known for. Okay, so moving on. Marie Claude punches one of my Diamond Core in the face just to say, hey, I know what you're doing. You best be stopping that. I activate the Black Dragons. Again, they move into coherency and then unload once again on the objective. And now, sensing that the objective is about half strength, or half life, I'm going to put the Sabotage token and then destroy it, and hopefully keep Rin Farah busy between trying to pick off the Diamond Core and the Black Dragons, that they won't even notice that I'm just slowly chipping away damage at the primary objective. And also, you know, working on my faction objective, and I got Sabotage going pretty good now. So I've got tokens all over the place, and I should be on my way to scoring 10. let's go back to the battle. You see the Hell's Bells just flying by, and she's gonna work on Mark's conservation. So she's gonna chill out there right next to one of the members of Suspect 7. So that's gonna be a very tough. They are incredibly fast models, so I gotta keep them away from the primary objective. You see I'm activating the Diamond Core again, and they I believe they took a shot at the primary objective, yeah. And then there's the Pacer, just running around doing his thing, trying to get some more secure tokens. I think he got a secure token off on a secondary objective and started running away. No, wait, let me correct that. That was the Pacer getting one of the conservation tokens it needed, and is running back. But you know, I gotta explain what happened in this battle just for a second. So Mark is running around, you know, putting secure tokens down and also grabbing conservation tokens, and he ends up depositing them not on his primary objective, because you know, you see that I've got his primary objective pretty much surrounded. So this battle's going to end a little bit weird, but I'm going to kind of explain what's happening towards the end of this. So anyways, there's me putting a sabotage token using Suspect 7 once again. So, and then Suspect 7 uses their follow-up move, and you can see they've split up, and I've got a girl running downfield about to deposit the cargo token. So Mark sees that and activates Marie Claude, and she just snipes her down. Pretty cruel thing. And so I wasn't able to do my, you know, shifting tokens shenanigans yet. So kind of disappointed. Then I activate Static there. He gets a held Esper, transfers to the I believe it's the Diamond Core this time. That's going to get that. And then Mark is activating the Hell's Bells, who grabs a conservation token. So Mark furiously working on getting his primary, knowing that I'm about to get my primary, and I've got sabotage tokens all over the place. So I'm really close to scoring 8 here, and you don't see a lot of engagement though. Mark's doing a pretty good job using Rin Farah to sort of pick off guys left and right. But if you want the extra 2 points with Cersei, you gotta finish an objective first before you kill any units. So Mark playing a very good game, just hurting things and, you know, spreading damage around without actually earning any destruction points. It's a pretty genius thing that he's doing. I just like to point that out, because Rin Farah takes another shot and leaves one Diamond Core guy left. And so that's exactly what I'm talking about, where you don't finish off the unit, because if he gets that destruction scenario point first, then he loses out on 2 points. So it's a real subtle cat and mouse game we got going on here. There's a Suspect 7 girl running down to deposit the cargo token, and there's Mark depositing his conservation tokens on the wrong objective. I didn't realize that's what he was doing at the time. I would have corrected him, because I do want him to engage me somewhat, because I could always use the destruction. And I'm really close to getting this battle done and over with, because I have enough points for sabotage. So I have I've earned 3 for sabotage, and I think this is the point in the game where we start calculating points, and yeah, it turns out that he is, well, there's me scoring a cargo token. Let me explain as we get to the next part here. Hold on. Okay, so I have to slow down the footage here just so I can explain what's happening. So basically we start adding up our points here, and Mark has scored the secure perimeter. That's his secondary scenario, and because he's done it before he's met the conditions, and it helps him. It gives him an extra 2 bonus points because of Cersei's lap time faction scenario. So if he completes a scenario, a non-destructive scenario, before killing a unit, he gets 2 extra points. The reason why this is important is because right now I'm sitting on 3 because I've got my secondary objective, and so what's about to happen is that we have ran out of time. Like, it was late at the store and we had to go, and I was 1 activation from destroying that primary objective, because you can see I have Magnus right there. He had electroshocked it, and it had, I think, maybe 3 hitboxes left, and so I would have scored my primary, which would have given me 8, and I was lined up to deposit another cargo token, but we had to call it, which was unfortunate. So Mark's going to end up with 5 points, so Cersei's going to end up with 5, and I'm sitting on 3, and we have to call the game right then and there, and unfortunately that means that Cersei will take this. It's a very close game, and I just want to go over some things before we end this video. Anywho, it was a fantastic game. Mark played it well. It would have been close even if we played to the very end. So I don't want to make excuses like I would have won if we had more time or blah blah blah. No, I made a couple of pretty big crucial errors in the game as far as wasted activations, running around stealing Esper and that sort of thing. I think the Black Dragon should have taken out that Hell's Bell. That was crucial as well, just taking out his objective runners, and maybe redeploying it so that the Diamond Corps were next to Mark's primary objective instead of the Black Dragons. I could have had the Black Dragons in the back where the Diamond Corps would have changed the entire game. Anyhow, that is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about that I've signed up for Extra Life. So this October I plan on doing a live stream of Super Dungeon Explorer, and I invite you guys to jump in. We're going to have you guys control one of the characters and everything like that. But the reason I'm doing it is for this, Extra Life event. And so what I'm asking you guys to do, and I don't ask much of you guys. I do appreciate everything that you guys do, watching the videos, commenting, and all that. So if I could, let me just take the end of this video, just sort of talk to you about a little bit about Extra Life and what it means. So if you don't know what Extra Life is, it's gaming for charity, specifically for children's hospitals, and I've joined the Play It Painted team. I'm going to put a link down below where you can donate, and maybe you don't like me, but maybe you like somebody else or whatever. Just if you have $5, $10 or whatever, I'd appreciate if you would sponsor me as I game. And we're gonna do some live stuff for Extra Life, and there'll be a way for you guys to participate, not just donating, but taking control of one of the heroes in a Super Dungeon game, just as an example. So there'll be more details about this later on, but I just thought I would tease that at the end of this video. So anyways, like I said, thanks for watching, and yeah, hopefully this battle report was a little bit, I know it ran a little bit long, but I hope you guys did truly enjoy it. Anyways, comments if I got any rules wrong, or made any mistakes, again, guys, I always appreciate the comments. And I'll see you on the next one. Oh, but wait, there's more. So last report, I threw in another anime theme song, which no one got. So I'm going to give you the answer right now. That is Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. That's right. It was one of my favorite Miyazaki films ever. It was not the theme song, but I think that's the most memorable song of that movie. But in honor, since no one got it last time, we're gonna play another theme song for you right now. So if you stuck around this long, hopefully, and you know your anime, you can play along and earn yourself a bonus point. So here we go. Alright, first guy put that in the comments. Get yourself a bonus point. And, well, you know what? I'm going to award 2 because you sat through an extra long video and sat through my first talk about Extra Life. So, hopefully, I forgot to mention that's all going for charity. Anything you donate, I don't even see. So I'm not asking for me, but just hopefully, if you first time if you ever heard of Extra Life, I'd encourage you to either sign up and do your own campaign, or if you can't do that, throw a couple bucks under the Play It Painted team or me specifically, and help us reach our goal. Okay, so anyways, first person reach the answer that anime theme. You earn 2 bonus points. I'll give you 2 for that one. And now I'm going to end this video. Alright, see you guys.